The only thing strange about that new Doctor Strange trailer is how many secrets it thought it could hide from us. Find 6 things you missed on today's Nerdist News. How many badass superhero movie trailers did Comic-Con bless us with this year? Enough that 3 days later we are only just now getting around to breaking down Doctor Strange. And guess what? This one's a doozy. We found 6 secrets you may have missed that tell us a lot about the Sorcerer Supreme's next movie and how he fits into Phase 3, so let's break it down. First up, Night Nurse. We see Rachel McAdams as Christine Palmer early in the trailer as a fellow surgeon who's got a longtime friendship with Stephen Strange. She's there at his bedside after his car wreck and later on shocks him with a defibrillator, presumably late in the movie, as he's already rocking his Master of the Mystic Arts garb. This is telling because we know that Christine Palmer eventually becomes Night Nurse, trusted surgeon to superheroes everywhere. Originally, Rosario Dawson was set to play Night Nurse on Daredevil, but as showrunner Stephen DeKnight said, the feature side had plans for her down the road. So is it possible we'll see McAdams pop into other Marvel flicks to aid heroes with secret identities like, I don't know, say Spider-Man? Let's just say we wouldn't be surprised. Moving on, we've got our bad guy, Caecilius. When we first meet him in the trailer, Wong warns Strange that stronger men than him have lost their way, a nod to the villain's days as a former protege of the Ancient One, which we glimpsed in the movie's prequel comic. A pre-Pink Eye Caecilius actually fought alongside Wong, Mordo, Daniel Drum, and Tina Minoru as the Masters of the Mystic Arts. And what about Mordo? While in the trailer he's one of Strange's gentle, wisecracking teachers, he pretty much has to become a villain by the next Strange movie. He's one of the hero's most constant foes, if not the most constant, and we're seeing evidence already that he'll turn in the end just from this shot of Mordo watching Strange and Caecilius do battle from above while failing to get involved. What went wrong between the comic and the film, leading Caecilius to claim that he is death? Well, we do have a guess. We think he's after the Darkhold, a book of evil spells that acts as a counterpart to Strange's benevolent Book of the Vishanti, which we're pretty sure we see in this trailer, leading us to number 3. All of the awesome varieties of magic we see in this thing. I mean, damn, this movie does not hold back. We've got sizzling orange portals that teleport you around the world. We've got more of that crackly orange magic being used like a whip, which we're assuming is a take on the crimson bands of Sidorak. We've got even more crackly orange magic used as a shield at the end of the trailer, likely the shield of the Seraphim. Perhaps all this orange stuff used defensively is based in spells from the Book of the Vishanti. Next, we've got those crazy reality-bending effects, like this shot of New York where, as we pointed out before, we see the Avengers Tower. Just look at that guy, he's so cute, he's just right there. We see the Ancient One use these powers in London, and we see Caecilius use it pretty much everywhere. It's pretty much like his favorite spell ever. He even quickly warps space to send Strange and Mordo sliding away from a portal that they're desperately trying to get to. And here's something interesting to note. None of the civilians around seem to be noticing the effect at all. It actually looks a hell of a lot like the quantum realm effects we saw in Ant-Man. Could it be that true masters of the mystic arts learn how to manipulate and travel through the quantum realm at will? Or better yet, since these muggles don't seem to be noticing, is it possible that masters move through the world unseen because they're always traveling through the quantum realm? Is that the barrier the Ancient One backs our hero through at the beginning of the trailer? How wild and weird will Doctor Strange get? Let's hope for exactly that wild and weird. And let's not forget all the destruction and purpley magic we see in New York during what we can only assume is the final battle between Caecilius and Strange. If Caecilius gets the Darkhold at the end, is this the result of that book's demonic evil magic? We'll talk about that in just a minute, but first, let's talk about how this movie ties into the rest of the MCU. How about through all that green magic? The best kind of magic. We see Strange wielding some cool magical green runes throughout the trailer, which create some trippy mirror effects, and within that mirror, we see multiple versions of Strange's face looking in different directions. Could be the angle of the mirrored panels, or it could be a glimpse into multiple timelines, which could mean that Strange is dealing with one of the missing Infinity Stones, the Time Stone. So far in the MCU, we've only seen 4 of the 6 Thanos needs to wield the Infinity Gauntlet. The blue Space Stone, last seen in the Avengers, currently in Odin's possession, the yellow Mind Stone, which lives on the Vision's forehead, the purple Power Stone, now safely in the hands of Nova Corps, and the red Reality Stone, which was handed over to the Collector circa Thor the Dark World. That leaves 2, the Green Stone and the orange. One is the Time Stone, the other is the Soul Stone. And according to Kevin Feige himself, in this film, the Eye of Agamotto is a very important relic that can be quite dangerous if used in the wrong hands, because it has the ability to do any number of things, the most dangerous of which is it can sort of manipulate probabilities, which is also another way of saying screw around with time, which is part of our story. How interesting! And would you take a look at that brand new Doctor Strange poster? Oh, that's right, the Eye of Agamotto's got a little green on it, baby. And that, combined with Strange being the only person we see using this glassy, probably time-altering magic, leads us to believe that he will, in fact, wield the power of the Time Stone. Boom! That's actually a pretty good guess. But what foe could really stand against the power of an Infinity Stone, even with all the spells the Darkhold contains? It'd be pretty tough, unless he were summoning someone strong enough to do it for him. Someone like the Dread Dormammu? Yes. We're thinking we might see the unannounced demon / Doctor Strange supervillain in this film after all, though we'll admit our reasoning is a little loose. See, our final thing you probably missed is a cast member's name. Benjamin Bratt is apparently in this flick and in a prominent enough role to get some decent billing in the trailer, but Bratt was never announced for this movie, not in press releases or at Comic-Con or anywhere, and he was never seen on set, which leads us to believe he may be playing a surprise all-CG character. And Dormammu is the one to introduce here in Strange's first on-screen adventure. Like we said, take it with a grain of salt, but we wouldn't be too shocked to see the old flamehead make an appearance in the movie's third act. But what do you guys think? Are you psyched for Doctor Strange? Do you think he's got the Time Stone? Which movie do you think we'll see the Soul Stone pop up in? Let's discuss. Dan.
Jess.
Dan.
Jess.
Dan.
Me.
You're moving over to the DC side on Dan Cave, am I right?
Yes, you better believe it, because Suicide Squad comes out next week. So
I got tickets.
I can't wait. I think I might be seeing it tonight. So.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Look, I just need to verify today's episode is correct because it's everything you need to know about Harley Quinn, the character, where she came from. It's Batman the Animated Series, but it'll tell you how she became pretty much DC's crown jewel.
You're going tonight?
I'm going tonight.
Can you bring a +1?
Maybe. Could you be that +1? Let us know in the comments below.
No! Sweet. Check it out over at Nerdist.com.